Do you find yourself reactive versus proactive in your business? Do you have customers but low profitability? Do you feel like you need more time in the day? And do you find yourself always changing things and feel unstable? It's probably because you're running your business by memory. Here are some steps you can take to prevent this. First, I would start by creating organizational structure. This is essential to scaling your business. You need this in order to operate. I would recommend by starting with the top four, which is CEO, and then there's COO, which is operations, and the one who puts everything into action. Then there's CMO, which is marketing and sales. And then we got CFO, which is finance. Now, solopreneurs, I know this is going to be really hard to hear, but you have to make sure all these positions are being filled. I personally love the CEO position and I love marketing and sales, so I don't mind filling those areas. But all the other positions, I don't mind outsourcing. So if you can outsource these positions, you might as well. If you can't outsource them, educate yourself and become a little bit more knowledgeable in what they consist of in order to fill them. Now, if you have staff already, but no one in these positions, maybe it's time to filter out your staff and kind of get to know if they can fill in any of these positions in order to level up your business. I feel like we start backwards in that area. We hire people and we don't really put them in positions, and then we try to find out later what positions they fit in. But we should really always try to start with these top four functions. Another thing is going to be to communicate. If you're a solopreneur, it's important to talk to yourself and ask yourself, are you really filling in all these positions, or are you willing to fill in all these positions? Call yourself out, because it's important to be realistic and honest with yourself and deal with that problem in advance, because you don't want to find out later that you thought you can do all these positions and you're realizing that you can't. You end up working double in that case, right? So communicate with yourself. Now, if you have staff, make sure you're communicating with your staff. Ask them if they maybe want to fill any of these positions, if they have background, if maybe they enjoy finance, maybe they enjoy marketing, maybe they enjoy, operations being detailed. So it's definitely important to communicate with them and see if you could put them into one of these positions. Again, you don't want to ignore these positions because they all have to be filled. Next, you're going to create systems and processes. It is important to have systems and processes in place for each one of these functions or positions. You want to have a guide, a roadmap, some type of plan of action. I would say a description, maybe more of like a job description of exactly how are you going to fill all these functions, as well as who's going to fill all these functions. Put that in place. Put that in place as a system and process. That way you know how to measure these functions, make sure they're all being filled, and have a plan of action. You're not going into it blindly. Lastly, you're going to create SOPs, standard operating procedures. Now, systems and processes and standard operating procedures sound a little bit alike, but they're different. Systems and processes is how you're going to do it, and SOPs is exactly what you need to do in order for the workflow to get done. This can look like checklists. It will definitely be a clear scope of work, who's responsible for what area, how your responsibility can impact someone else's and how someone else's can impact yours, as well as when do they merge or overlap or bridge at some point. So it's a very clear scope of work. I swear by SOPs. I had these at Makeup Evolution. For me, it was daily operating procedures. And what it did for me was it really helped keep everyone in track. And if I had like new employees, by the third day, they had it down and the business would still operate without me being there. Okay, guys, so I know that was a somewhat of an overview. I did elaborate a little bit, but if you'd like me to dedicate one full video to each one of those sections, I'd be more than happy to do so. Just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bounce.